Hello, people out there. Today I am back out on my hunt for the spotted gar. I am back out in Mandeville fishing the same pond as I was in my last video. But it seems like I picked quite a poor day to go gar fishing as the temps were dropping as a cold front was moving in, along with it being very windy. Gar tend to like to bite whenever it's warm, so this was making things quite tricky for me.
I don't think that might have crossed my guard line. I'll recast that. Oh, hello. I just heard this go off. Yep, there's something taking it. Okay. That might be a cat, the way it's going. I don't know. There we go. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's see what we got here. Could be a channel cat, could be a bullhead. I don't think it's a gar. Ooh, bulldogging me. Yeah, he's running like a cat. He's running like a cat. Yeah, it's a bullhead. It's a bullhead. How much wanna bet he swallowed the hook? Bullheads are notorious for that. They just like to engulf baits. This was on a cut piece of shad. I don't know, he might be hooked in the corner. I hooked into him rather quick because I really was not thinking he was going to be a gar the way he was running. And I'm just tiring him out because catfish can be a bit of a pain to deal with when you don't tire them out. Them and gar. One thing I used to do, they got a pond that I used to go to that grows really big yellow bullhead catfish, really big yellow bullhead catfish. It's not a big pond either. It's a very small pond that grows huge bullheads. And these things are really fun to catch on ultralight tackle. I would rig up a little miniature catfish rig on an ultralight spinning rod and cast out a piece of shad and talk about a fun fight, man. Catching one of these things on an ultralight rod, they give you a run for your money. He's got a lot of fight in him though. He ain't seeming to give up. And these things got a bite to them too. I'm probably about to get bit up in a minute. These things got a bite to them. You about done? No. He's still fighting me. Oh, buddy. Look, he's missing one of his fins. This little nub right there. This one's also a little nub. He's missing both of his fins. You know what? I don't gotta worry about that. Let's take a look at where the hook is. It's down there. I'm gonna have to ungut hook him. But yeah, that is a yellow bullhead catfish. Just like in my last gar fishing video. Alright, did a little surgery on him. And we're gonna put him back in the pond. Alright, there he goes. Strong as ever. Alright. Now I gotta go tie a new rig and throw the bait out. But I definitely see them the most in Mandeville. I see them most frequently in Mandeville. And Mandeville has a particular population out there around the Fontainebleau area where you get these orange striped garter snakes, which is not typical for most of their everywhere else you see these snakes. Most of the time these snakes will have a yellow stripe, a yellow or white stripe. Oh my god! Did you see that? Oh, I got off! What? Did you see that? Well, was that like the first cast with that? Oh, you kidding me right now? Bruh. If that don't say that they want the lipless crankbait, I don't know what does. Good night almighty. As with all water snakes, they have a pretty nasty disposition. Biting frequently when picked up and caught. Along with musking, throwing poop everywhere. Oh, that's a fish. That's a fish. What is that? Oh my god, that's a crappie. Holy crap. That's a freaking crappie. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? That's a freaking crappie, man. That's a big old white crappie. Oh my goodness. Are you freaking kidding me? That is a monster white crappie. Golly. Holy crap. I wonder if that's a PB. I gotta measure, that might be a PB. My PB white crappie is 16 inches. 16 inches. Golly. He wasn't getting off. Is that the first time I've caught a crappie on a lipless crankbait? I think so. Holy crap. Do you see the size of that crappie? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is a white crappie. This is actually the Louisiana state fish. Their Cajun name is sac-a-lait. That's what most people call these down here. Almost no one uses the term crappie down here in the South. I like going with formal names, but to anybody else, this would be a sac-a-lait, and this would be a massive sac-a-lait at that. They don't normally come this big. They usually average around a foot or so, but a foot, about a pound. The record's around 3 or 4 pounds or so. But this is an absolute monster. You can look at that mouth. That mouth, that capacious mouth, is the mouth of a predator. These fish normally feed on smaller minnows and stuff like that. Shiner minnows are a popular bait to use to catch fish like this. And man, this is an absolute slab. They're called the big ones of these slabs. Man, that is a big crappie. Okay, I gotta measure this thing because this might be a PB. This might just be a PB. Let me see. I know 16 inches is about from my fingertip to my forearm. So let me see. I don't think he's 16, but golly, is he hefty. Like, I don't think my PB was this hefty. Like, that thing's got shoulders on him. And I might just have to keep this fish because crappie are quite good eating fish. And it's not often you come across one big like this. I'd always wondered if there was crappie in this pond. I'd always wondered if there were crappie in this pond, and it was just recently where I just deduced that there probably wasn't crappie in here because I probably would have caught one by now. Because I've been fishing this pond for a few years now. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna place this fish down here on my box. Pinch down the tail. He ain't even close, but golly, 13 inches. That is the fattest 13-inch crappie I have ever caught. Holy crap. That is the absolute fattest 13-inch crappie that I have ever caught. And I think I'm gonna keep this fish actually, because that is a big crappie, man. That is a big crappie. And we do get both white and black crappie here in Louisiana. They often coincide with each other, and you can tell the difference between a white and black crappie other than color. The white crappie will tend to have more bands going along their body if they're not, because sometimes you get really muddy water, and then you can't tell what the hell you have. You get muddy water, these fish get a lot paler in color. You get a really pale colored black crappie, but on a black crappie, they won't have bands going down their body. They'll just have speckling. And I think on a black crappie, the snout is slightly more upturned than on a white crappie. But to most people, it don't matter. It's a sac-a-lait. They call black crappie sac-a-lait as well. But yeah, we're gonna put Buddy in the bucket with some water, and we're gonna get back to it. All right. We got that sac-a-lait under control. Oh, that was another bite. That was another bite. Could have been another sac-a-lait. That was almost on the drop too. And I did not think, I was, for the longest time, there we go. Is it gonna be another one? Oh no, it's a bass, it's a bass, it's a bass. I was real sure hoping it was gonna be another big sac-a-lait. Big crappie. But we got a bass. We've got ourselves a bass. On the lipless crankbait on the very next cast after we get done with that crappie. Damn, you've got some pull in you. You only about a pound or so. You got some pull in you. Jeez. That thing's got some pull in him. That's species number 3. You got a bullhead, a crappie, and a bass. Not getting what we came out here to get. All right. And a bad sized bass. Oh yeah, you weren't getting off. Look at them hooks. See if I can just push them out without having to go get my pliers. All right, there we go. Ain't a bad sized bass. That's about a pound or so, pound and a quarter maybe. The first decent sized bass I've caught in a while, largemouth bass I've caught in a while. And believe it or not, one of the biggest ones I've caught out of this pond, just because it's bass fishing in this pond. This is not, most of the time not that good, but sometimes we can get some good days out of here. And I know there's some big fish in here. But that ain't a bad size one. Not at all. But yeah, this is a largemouth bass. Get the name because it got capacious mouth. I'm actually targeting these fish in my other series, so I'm trying to catch a big 5-pound one of these out of a river. Those size fish are more commonly caught out of ponds and lakes like this, not so much out of rivers. So it's a bit more of a challenge to catch one of those fish out of a river. But these are apex predators, eating stuff like bluegills, crawfish, frogs, pretty much anything that they can fit in that mouth. Shad, predominantly shad. I'm gonna get a picture of him. I think I'm probably gonna keep this one too, mainly because since I kept that crappie, I don't like keeping just one fish. So this buddy's probably gonna see the frying pan as well. And I can already see the bass fishermen crucifying me in the comments because Lord forbid someone keeps a bass that's legal size.